These athletes come in with a certain mindset and they get loads of money and they often spend it, and people look at them and shake their head and say shame on them because 78% of NFL players typically end up broke 2 years after retirement, and they kind of shake their head. How could you lose all that money? And they look at them as if these people are slow, mentally slow. Well, the reality is when you don't have the right mindset and value set operating around money, it's hard to maintain it. And so there was nowhere in their history, nowhere in their life, nowhere in their family history where they were able to develop the right mindset and value set around money. So then it ends up being like turning gasoline on an open fire and the money disappears. And they're like, how in the world could you, in the case of Allen Iverson, lose $300 million? Or in the case of, Mike Tyson, right? And so it's really because they were never given an opportunity to develop the right mindset. And by the time the money runs out, maybe they've kind of learned some things, but it's kind of too late. And so that's the reason why this seems to continue to happen over and over again.
Yeah. So what are some action items you've done to ensure this doesn't happen to Marquez?
Exactly. Well, the biggest thing is like when I came to meet Marquez, his mom said, hey, I want you to help him find an accountant, find a financial advisor, find an attorney. And so I said, I would be happy to do it. And I remember my first time meeting him, and I was like, this kid was like crazy, crazy confident, very sure of himself. And she says, he doesn't party, doesn't drink, he doesn't do a lot of things that you would think most commonly are known to many athletes. So I met him and I talked with him, and he's very, very confident. He already had very, very clear goals. So there's really not much work to do with him. I think the biggest thing was to make sure that he had a framework for what he wanted his wealth to do. He already had very clear goals. He wanted to create a real estate company, and he had his t-shirt brand. So his ideas were clear. So all we did was just help put some framework around it. I have my wealth building system that I talk about in my book, and we've just been kind of working through that. And one of the things I did to him right before he got his big offer with Kansas City Chiefs, I sent him a text basically calling this the MVS Stay Rich Forever plan. And I did that on purpose because I wanted him to know that after his 3 years with the Chiefs, and hopefully he'll get another big contract beyond that, that he minimally stays rich forever. Because if you keep your assets working for you, you don't ever have to work again. And really that's the blueprint for balling hard for a lifetime as opposed to balling hard for a season.
Yeah. So he made the job kind of easy, huh?
He made it super easy. And by the way, I do the job for free. It's really because it's my passion. I don't expect payment. I don't even ask for payment. I do this because I want to see him win and succeed.
Well, how did you feel when he asked you to see your bank account?
Oh, no. I showed it to him.
Willingly?
Yes, willingly. What happens is I showed him my net worth statement. I wanted him to understand that I was credible and that I knew that I was talking about. And I also showed him my net worth statement because I wanted him to create his own so that he would focus on accumulating assets and lowering liabilities as opposed to just accumulating a whole bunch of stuff that had no value.
Mm-hmm. So what issues have you seen with athletes who solely rely on a financial advisor rather than having a financial mentor as well?
Well, we hear it time and time again where they 100% depend upon their advisors, and their advisors, somehow invest into things that creates a conflict for them, and it doesn't work out. And they also try to get them to invest in what I would say Hail Marys. It's like playing a football game, and every play you're going for the end zone. And so athletes, they've already won the game. There's no point in trying to, when they've got that big NFL or NBA contract, they've already won the game. There's no point in trying to shoot for Hail Marys. It's a matter of just playing defense and making sure that you keep your money growing at a safe pace and making sure that you are getting your assets to produce the income that you live on, which is really the key. It's like they make so much money that the returns on their investments, either through dividend investing or through investing in real estate or the right kinds of investments, can give them the income that they can live on for the rest of their lives and never have to touch their money. It's just a matter of how they look at it and what their approach is. So that's how I look at it as a financial coach or a wealth coach. I just want them to win. I don't need their money. I've been blessed to make my own money and continue to make my own money.